All right. So good evening, everyone. My name is Brian James, independent prover with the company Prove It. And this is New Prover 101. So who should be on this? Anyone that is excited about taking the ketone conversation out to the world and you want to do it properly. You want to get off to the right start. And hopefully you've had an opportunity to get with the person that's invited you to this conversation. You guys have been connected in some way, shape, or form with a coach, somebody that's willing to literally be with you every step of the way. If you haven't identified that person yet, make sure after this you identify who that is so that we can make sure that you're helped. Why? Because it's really important for us that you understand there's a system in place, there's support in place, and as much help as you want or you're willing to go after, I promise you it's all there in place for you. Why? Because this thing is simple. We want to help you understand how simple it is, but we also want you to understand that you have support every step of the way. You also have a system in place that you can tie into along the way to have success. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I want you to be able to see the different PDFs that I'm actually going to be referencing, the different resources. So let's go ahead and do that here. So share screen. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop up our first one here. So give me one. There's Abigail. I need to see Abigail's face for confidence. Okay, here we go. So in Abigail, I'm going to literally bounce back and forth with Abigail on this so that she can give her insight to each one of these as well. So the Go Challenge, here's what's really important. When you get started, for most of you, what you're going to have to do is learn how to kind of take 2 steps back and understand it really is as simple as we say it is. It really is as simple as we tell you it is. For most of you, you're going to overthink this. And if you will not overthink it, I promise you, you're going to have incredible results. So the Go Challenge is the first thing that we want to help you accomplish. Why? Because the entire compensation plan all really does evolve around the Go Challenge. Why? Because it sets in the proper behavior and the infrastructure of what it is that you're trying to accomplish from the very beginning. So, as it talks about right here, the fastest way to kick off your Prove It Promoter journey is it gives you quick cash and a solid foundation for a prosperous long-term business. So, all of this is really based on setting yourself up with the best package possible. And what is that? That's an experience pack. Why? Because with the experience pack, you're going to have an opportunity to get yourself off to the proper start, but also you're going to have product in place so that you can start to get 5 and 10 day experiences out to the marketplace. Because what I will tell you is if you're willing to share your own personal experience, you will have, the biggest problem that you'll have is you will not be able to keep ketones in your hand, in your possession. Why? Because the demand is so high because of the results that people get. We're at the point right now where they can literally see so many results happening around them with people that they're like, oh my gosh, I believe I can have the same result. It's all based on belief. So if you set yourself up with an experience pack, it's the best way to get started. Abigail, I'm going to flip this over to you real quick before we get into share experiences and go over to the Watch, Connect, and Enroll doc. Why is it important and why do you teach and coach people that the best start that they could get off to is with an experience pack?
Well, if you were going to open up your own business or your own store, you got to have some product. And it's really that simple. But also for me, it allows me to know who's serious and who's not. If they don't want to do the experience pack and work the business and make the investment, I just rather them stay a customer, because when somebody joins my team and they tell me that they want this opportunity, then I'm going to be the best coach possible. And if you came to me and you were a bride and you were overweight and you wanted me to train you and you were going to pay me, and you said, hey, I got to lose X amount of weight, and I gave you a nutrition plan, and you said, but I'm not going to follow this, I wouldn't want to train you because I know that you're not going to have success. So if you're coming to me and you're telling me that I want this business, and then I'm going to tell you the fastest, best way to make your time efficient and maximize your start out of the gate. And that is with having the 40 sets of 5 for 25 and maximizing the comp plan in the first 30 days. Going fast is fun, going slow sucks. And you need the experience pack to do that.
Awesome. And here's what I will tell you, folks, is that there's a lot of different ways you can get started, but if you've had previous experience maybe with products that you get a bunch of and you keep a bunch of because nobody wants them, you're going to have to flush that thought process out of your head, and you're going to have to understand if you will follow the process that we're about to share with you right now, the biggest problem, as I stated, that you will have, and I can reference so many people, look at so many faces on here that were hesitant to get an experience pack, but then we're so glad that they did because their experience pack was literally gone overnight. There's such a demand for this conversation, and if you start to have this conversation right, there's so many people that literally pre-sell their experience packs before they even come into their possession, right? So I want to help you understand how you do that. So we're going to run through this really, really quickly, is to help you understand how can you accomplish Go Pro, Go MVP, and Go All-Star. And then I'm going to quickly jump over to sharing experiences back up to number one, because you have to understand, hey, okay, it's great. I understand how to go pro, go MVP, go all-star, but what are the action steps that I need to take in order to accomplish that, right? So let's first help you and set the pre-frame of what it is you're trying to accomplish right now. So what we want to do is we want to help you go pro. How do you go pro? That's you getting 2 customers. That's 1,000 in team volume. Team volume is anything in your first 3 levels of business. So in my ripple, my first 3 ripples, that's Abigail, then Abigail goes to Andrew, then Andrew goes to Anna. I'm just looking at everybody on the screen. So boom, boom, boom. They all constitute as team volume. Next is personal team volume, PTV. Personal team volume is anyone that you are personally responsible for, meaning they went through your link that you sent them and they either became a customer or they became a promoter, but it was directly done with you through your link. That constitutes as personal team volume. Team volume could be, hey, I get Abigail set up and then Abigail gets 2 customers set up. The total of all that counts as team volume. So just understand the differential between the two is one can be accomplished by multiple people. The other one has to be accomplished by you and only you, okay? So as an example, what does that look like? How do I go pro and how do I make an extra $250 and 100 prover bucks? Well, customer A, and this is just an example. It could be 15 servings. It could be 4 customers with 15 servings. It could be 1 customer, it could be 2 customers with, 40 servings and the other with another 20 or vice versa. So the key is that there's 2 customers, there's 1,000 in team volume and 800 in personal team volume. So in this example, if customer A got an on-the-go, got your box of the on-the-go packs, customer B got a can, they both equate to 100 BV. Then you got a promoter started that they got started with an experience pack. You're going to have a total of 850 personal team volume. Then we're going to expect that promoter X, which is Abigail, she gets 2 customers. When she gets 2 customers, that adds another 200 BV. That puts us at a total of 1,050 in team volume. Therefore, in that example, we've hit both requirements or all 3 requirements for 2 customers, 1,000 in team volume and 800 in personal team volume, okay? Pretty simple. Now, in the next example of Go MVP, the Go Pro gives you 14 days from the time that you hit your Go Challenge button. Now, if you don't hit your Go Challenge button, it'll automatically start after 14 days. If you hit your Go Challenge button before that, the time for accumulating these customers and promoters that will count towards your Go Pro, Go MVP, and Go All-Star bonus, that's when they start. If you get 2 customers started and you haven't yet hit your Go Challenge button, they will not count towards your Go Pro, your Go MVP, or your Go All-Star. Does that make sense to everyone? Hopefully it does. Okay? Very, very simple though. And here's the best way to do it. Before your first customer starts or before your first promoter starts, make sure you go into your cloud office, cloud.justproveit.com, and click the Go Challenge button, right? It's very, very simple. So Go MVP, you get 30 days to go MVP. And in this example, you're just adding onto what you've already done. So now it's a total of 4 customers, so we need 2 more. It's a total of 2,000 in team volume. We need another 1,000. And it's 1,600 in personal team volume. We need to add another 800. When you do that, here's the example. You add 2 more customers, C and D. They both get 30 servings. And then another promoter gets started with an experience pack. But here's the thing. It could be 6 promoters that get started with just 30 servings. and then you still need another 50. But the point is this is just the best example possible. But the key is that the numbers in your BV and PTV have to work out the way that the requirement reads here. So if you did that, you now added on another promoter. That promoter got 2 customers. That adds another 200 in BV. That's 2,100 in team volume. Therefore, meeting the requirement for 4 customers, 2,000 in team volume, and 1,600 in personal team volume. Abigail, feel free to interject anytime that I missed something or I'm not clear.
Doing good.
The next process is Go All-Star. Go All-Star, you have 120 days. In that 120-day period of time, it's you helping 5 personal people that you've enrolled hit MVP. If you can help 5, and here's what's crazy. Most people in my experience actually hit the rank, which we call rank 6, Circle of Champions, before they even hit All-Star. Because the businesses that are building quickly, if you're putting up the structure for MVP, you're setting yourself up for the right example. Why? Because all we're going to help that next person do is go pro and go MVP. And then we're going to help the next person go pro and go MVP. Then we're going to help the next person go pro and go MVP. Myself, 19 months later, do you know what I try to accomplish each and every month? To go pro and go MVP. Literally, that's my goal. Every single month, I'm trying to go pro and go MVP because that's the actions and that is the infrastructure the structure you want to put in place to have a continued successful business that's growing. So if you jump over here, if you complete those 3, here's what happens. Or let's just talk about the first 2 in your first 30 days. You get a Go Fast, you get your GoPro, which is $250 and 100 prover bucks. Then on top of that, you're going to get $500 for Go MVP and 100 prover bucks. In your first 30 days, that's bringing you to, if you were to follow this example, 344 prover bucks, $2,310 in your first 30 days. And then in your first 120 days, if you accomplish Go All-Star, you can add another $1,000 onto that. Also, on top of that, if we go back up in here to share experiences, number 1, we see that if you're to sell 5-day experiences out of your experience pack and you sell the whole thing, that's $1,000 back in your pocket, right? And that's how most people, and here's the thing, if you're going to do this, you're running a business. You're an independent business. And when you're an independent business, remember your experience. Here's what I do. I always tell people, get an experience pack just to share, but then get your own product on an ongoing smart ship on top of your own one-time order. Because here's the thing, any business owner knows this. Don't eat your own cookies, right? If you own a bakery, don't be eating your own cookies or you don't make any profit. It's the worst example possible for what we do, but hey, I know it resonates with most of you, okay? So you can't eat your own goods. You can't use your own stuff, right? It's just rules 101 in business because I promise you, if you follow this process, you're going to need these products on hand. Here's what's crazy. After that webinar we just did, the Ketones 101, I literally have 5 or 6 requests for 5 and 10-day experiences. If I don't have those 5 and 10-day experiences on hand, then what do? Then there's nothing to do. And here's what's crazy. For most of you, you're also getting some people started that, hey, maybe they can't afford maybe they can't afford an experience pack. You can set it up to provide 5 and 10-day experiences for people until they earn the amount of money through orders on their site in order to get their own experience pack. There's a lot of people that we've helped do that as well. So understand you can provide the experience packs for the people that you're getting started in your community so that they can earn enough through commissions to get their own experience pack and start this process on their own. So I'm going to quickly jump over here to watch, connect, and enroll because as you see right here, share experiences leads to watch, connect, and enroll. Why? Because now it's like, hey, dude, I understand. Go pro, go MVP, go all-star. See the money. That's fantastic. But how in the heck do I do it? Okay? I'm going to quickly turn this one over to Abigail to share first, and then I'll come behind her. But watch, connect, and enroll, and we'll give you some really great examples. We did this past week at at More. We talked about plays that work. Literally right here, say this. If you look in your action step, all of these PDFs are in your back office that you can pull up. But if you look right here, say this, it tells you exactly what to say to people. It's the same thing that Abigail and I, that's the whole reason why we're here right now. Somebody said, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? Then literally, we want to coach you through the next step on what to send, the campfire video. So Abigail, maybe you can just run them through real quick, the action steps of watch, connect, and enroll.
Yeah, guys, watch. We want to create curiosity with people. When you first get in this business, a couple things that I like to coach. Number one is going to be a Facebook post. It's just going to put it out there. And what we want to do in your first, couple posts is not let the cat out of the bag. All right. We want to come in there a little bit subtly. You don't need to put your link on your Facebook. You don't need to look at ketones. People are going to figure out after a while, you're with Prove It and you're selling ketones, right? You have a couple opportunities, in my belief, when you're getting someone started to come out strong and really create that curiosity. And so this is a pretty powerful coaching point that you can have with a new prover. Put that pink drink right in there and have it sitting out, and just have them say something like, oh, well, Lori Wyndham, when she began, she just had it sitting out. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just came home and I cleaned my baseboards. This drink's amazing. And guess what? Nobody knew what it was. What is that pink stuff in her drink? And so everyone wanted to know. And so those first couple posts, if we can create curiosity, then we can get into the next and really the first action step. And that is to get them to watch, because what you say when someone comments on that post is all I am you. And then everyone else driving by is going to go, wait, what? Me too. Like, everyone wants to know what gives you the energy at 3 o'clock to clean your baseboards. And so you want to get people into a private one-on-one situation. Because, how many people like to be spewed on or thrown into a huge lip sync group? Or no, I love lip sync, I wear it every day, but the marketing and just vomiting on people and just forcing them into your sales is everything people put two hands up against. So create curiosity, bring people into a one-on-one conversation, get to know them, be authentic. All day, every day, when I'm messaging people, I'm starting a relationship up. Not going in hard and strong, hey, watch my video. I want to know, what are they looking for? What's going on in their life? Once you find out that pain point, then you can go in and meet needs. You've got the common ground. Now you can go in. And most conversations revolve, if you really get in there, about energy, about feeling better, about maybe the mood of happiness or sad or overweight or health. So really, you listen to people, you can say, hey, I think I may have something that may spark some interest for you. If I were to send you this video that's 3 minutes, will you tell me what you like about it? And most people, you've been authentic, you've kind of built the relationship. Yeah, why not? Unless they're a jerk, but yeah, why not? And so that's when you can go to the Facebook page and send out the campfire video. I'm still not putting my link out there yet, because to me, that's a little harsh at first. So the action step is then invite people to watch that campfire video. It does a beautiful job of breaking it down. And maybe you don't feel like it's the campfire video. Maybe you feel something will meet their needs like a little bit more specifically, because you've taken the time to build the rapport and find out what their needs are. Maybe it's Dr. Dom's TED Talk. Maybe they're more analytical and they're looking at brain toxicity or seizures, or maybe they like following Tim Ferriss and those types of podcasts. Maybe they're a Jimmy Moore fan. Like, find a way to take the conversation with the third-party validating resource and get their eyes on it. That's the action step. And then, guys, 20% of this business is prospecting, 80 is following up. So I had a group of people last night, little coaching tip, I got this from Sherry McGill, index cards, an index card holder for I've probably made 30 prospects today. That's all I've been doing lately. I write the name down. I write what it is we discussed, and I write what it is I've sent them. So if I sent them the campfire video on Monday, I'm going to take that little notepad and I'm going to slide it into Tuesday, so that when I go to my Tuesday notepads, or my index cards, I'm going, okay, they watched the campfire video, I got to go in and follow up. So keep an organized system of following up. That's what this business is. It's making exposures, building relationships, and following up. So then after that, your action step is you get them to watch the video, you go in, you follow up, you see what their objections are. What did you like about that video? And then after that, would you like to try that? You know, me personally, I go straight to a 20 or 60. That's just how I've always done it. But a lot of people feel more comfortable with the 5-day experience, the 10-day experience. That's cool too. Make sure you are following up on day 3 or day 8, and you have to really stay engaged with the people taking their experiences. I have seen people explode their business with the 5 to 10-day experience. I just go ahead myself and I move them into the link saying, you know, I really want you to experience this in your body for at least 20 days. You know, so I'm going to recommend, and I tell them what to get. Typically, if I'm just talking to a customer, I'm going to tell them about my lifestyle and what works for me. I'm going to direct them to the Max because I think it's the best. And I'm going to get them on the keto cream because I like intermittent fasting. And I know when I go get my hair done, I like to say to my hairdresser, tell me what to do. So when people are talking to me, I feel like they want me to just tell them what to do. The less ambiguous decisions you leave on the table, like if things are confusing, there's inaction. So I have learned that I just need to get in there, answer their questions with resources, and then direct them on what I think that they need to do. So go in there with confidence. And guys, if you feel like they're a customer, find out what their questions are, answer them with your tools. That action step is to answer with the third-party validation. Don't sit there, don't spew at them everything. They'll glaze over, you'll make it confusing, and they're out of there. If they have a question on ketoacidosis, you put the FAQs right in front of them to show them, yes, many people are very confused about ketones and ketoacidosis, and it's not the same thing. Here, read this. And guess what? While they're reading the answers to their questions, they're actually going to see a lot more and learn a lot more, and it's going to become a lot more of an exposure to them versus you trying to just tell them something and getting it confused and complicated and unreplicatable. That's why we use the third-party resources. And then the enroll step, and that's what I kind of skipped that, but after I've met their objections, I want a yes or no. I don't want to leave anything on the table. If those of you have been reading the book, Go for No, it starts out with the salesman asking, but what did he say no to? And the guy is like, well, he bought everything. And he was like, well, what did he say no to? He didn't say no to anything. So you didn't ask enough. There was one more thing you could have gotten, but you never got a no. So for me, I want to know yes or no. And if it's a no, then I want to know the objection. And if it's financial, they go into my pipeline. And when a sale hits, they get a follow-up. If it's a yes, then I'm walking them through the finish line. You are, and this is the same with mixers. Everybody's a stoplight. You're red, we can still be friends. We'll see you later. You're green. We're going to enroll you. You're yellow. We are moving you to red or green. Don't leave it on the table. So enroll. And then if you think, if this is somebody that you would like to work with, if you feel they've got a burning passion in them, like they would be a great teammate for you, because guys, this is my business. And if I'm a manager sitting in Starbucks, which I used to be, I have the opportunity to interview people all day long. And I have to be very careful who I interview, because at Starbucks, it takes a massive amount of budgeting to get somebody new trained. And this is my business. And if I'm bringing somebody onto this business, I want to know that they're going to be a good teammate for me, that they want this more than I want it for them. And so have those conversations and bring in the third party validation, because now you're their peer. Connect them to somebody else on the phone if you think that this opportunity would be good for them, because you've done your due diligence. You've showed them, you've handled their objections, and you've exposed them to perhaps the opportunity of sharing it. I see people right away and I'm like, oh my gosh, they need this. I want this for them. But then I have to be able to come in and have that conversation and make sure that they're at the place where they can see that vision for themselves too. And that's the joy I get in this, is taking taking people that I know this would be an opportunity for and bringing them in, and usually I'll connect them with Selena or Brian or one of my teammates to help me vet and get them prepared for a launch of a new opportunity. And you need a third party to do that. You cannot do that, because if you do that, it won't replicate. They could look at me and say, yeah, she's smart on ketones, she's a trainer, she's good at that, but I'm not. But if I just, connect them with a resource or connect them with a person, then everything I've just done is replicatable, and anybody can have success in this business. So Eyes on Campfire video, have them scroll through the Facebook page community, meet them with their objections, with tools and resources, grab a third party and walk them to the enrollment as a customer or as a promoter, and you will know if you've built the authentic relationship and rapport with them.
Awesome, Abigail. So let's do this real quick exercise. Make sure you're taking notes. This is being recorded, so you can go back and listen to it again. But let's talk about real, 100%. I'm going to give you a real application walkthrough right now. Number one, and here's a quick hack for you. As a stay-at-home mom, as a cyclist, as a bodybuilder, as a nurse, as a whatever, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? Why? Because it makes it relatable. Why? Because ketosis should be relatable to everyone, because it's a native state that already exists in your body. So what question am I asking people? Hey, as a stay-at-home mom, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? Hey, as a trainer, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? I'm personalizing it right there for you. Hey, Abigail, as a trainer, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? Doesn't matter what Abigail comes back to me and says, my very simple reply to that is, awesome. If I send you a 4-minute video, will you watch it and let me know if it makes sense? That's my next message to her. Then when she says, yeah, it really made a lot of sense, my next message is, would you like a 5-day experience for $25 or a 10-day for $50? ... Or skip that and go straight into a 20-day or more experience. I've added that in there because what's cool is you can always fall back on a 5 or a 10-day. Most of you are going to have more success with a 5 or a 10-day because it's less threatening. Most people will buy 5 just to prove it wrong. The point is as long as they're getting ketones in their body, that's what matters, right? And then obviously we take it to the next step, which is we want to connect them. It's really important that you connect them right then and there with somebody that you're working with through a message that'll then allow that person to take the conversation in the direction it needs to go, whether it's helping them order, whether it's getting more questions, whether it's getting the FAQs, whether it's getting them on Facebook. Because here's the thing, before I jump on the phone with someone, I want to set the expectations that number one, they need to have seen the video. Number two, they need to have taken a look at the FAQs. And number three, they need to have gone on our Facebook page and kind of browsed around to get a good understanding of what we have our hands on. If you'll follow that process, it is insanely replicatable. Anybody can do it. There's little hacks that you're going to learn along the way to make it known it like you do. Abigail's developed hers. I've developed mine. But the key is for everyone getting started, you can all follow those very simple processes of watch, connecting with somebody, connecting someone to that third-party validation, whether it's Facebook, a 3-way message, an actual physical person. My goodness, if I live down the road from Abigail, I ain't getting somebody on a message. I'm bringing them over to Abigail's. Hey, Abigail, I want you to meet so-and-so. Why? Because it's the best. Or maybe you have an event that's coming close. Maybe you got somebody on the Ketones 101. Those are all great things for you to be able to connect somebody to a third-party source that gives you more credibility. And then obviously the next process is enrolling them, whether it's a 5-day, 10-day, 20-day plus. Maybe it's the new N8 challenge that you get people started. You have all these different options. And then we're going to jump over very quickly and wrap up with this. Before I do that, also, make sure you print this out. The best thing for people is to visualize their GoPro and Go MVP and to write it down. What date did I start it? Man, if I have my playbook in front of me, if I have my roadmap in front of me, I'm going after it. Why? Because I see I need another customer here. I'm literally writing down the names of the people that are the customers that are helping me get to GoPro or Go MVP. If you treat this thing like a business, I promise you it'll pay like a business. But that means you need to have eyes on this. You need to make sure the people that you're helping get started, They understand what they need to do to go pro and go MVP. Okay, so we're going to close out of that and go here to the last document very, very quickly. These are so insanely important. What you're doing right now by actually jumping on here and watching how to get somebody started properly is the best thing you could possibly do. If you plug into the source, you will get energy. If you stay unplugged, you won't. It's as simple as that. So number one, plug in. Make sure you go to facebook.com/justproveit. Don't just like it. Make it a priority that it pops up as the first messages that you get when you log into Facebook. Like, comment, share. The more you will like, comment, and share on our Facebook post, the more it'll bring credibility to you with your Facebook audience, okay? Number two, the Prove It Pulse app. Make sure you go on the App Store, download the Prove It Pulse app. That's where you get updates for the huddles. That's where you get updates on shipping. That's where you get updates on calls. That's where you get updates on everything that you need to plug into. You'll get updates on the Pulse app. Lastly is your cloud office. Go into cloud.justproveit.com and look under the download sections is where you're going to get all these PDFs that we're looking at right now. Here's what's crazy. We do have videos that we can show you how to go through your back office and where everything is, but my goodness, everybody I know that's doing this at a high level, they just went in and they looked around. They just went in and they figured it out. No one had to walk Abigail through the back office. No one had to walk me through the back office. It's all self-explanatory if you go in and actually just look around. Number two, setup. Welcome call with the leader. Welcome calls are really important. Lori is actually going to be doing, Lori Wyndham is going to be doing a how to properly do a welcome call on Monday's Success Huddle. So I'd encourage you to make sure you plug into that. Number two is welcome and an onboarding Zoom, okay? So however you do a welcome call or an onboarding, this is what this is right now. We're actually doing an onboarding Zoom to help you get started properly. And then the next step is to set up your wallet. Hey guys, don't worry about setting up your wallet. I'm sure you don't want to get paid for all this money you're making, right? You will figure out how to go set up your wallet. There's a PDF that takes you through the action steps to be able to do it. Very, very simple. The next one that you should be plugging into that's not here on Plug-in, there should be a Voxer group that you should be plugged into. It's really important that you download the Voxer app. The Prove It Pulse app will have all those features in the future, but for right now, make sure that you're part of a Voxer group so that you can get crowdsourcing throughout your teams to help you to be able to more efficiently, effectively answer questions, use third party. Voxer chats are really important that you get in your COC's Voxer chat, okay? Now, launching your business. We've got the Keto Blitz with 5-day experience. We just covered that. A private business launch. So we want to encourage you to set up a mixer, set up a workshop, set up a Ketones 101 Zoom, plug into the Ketones 101 Zoom that we do every Thursday and Sunday night. All opportunities for you to plug in. Your own launch, right? You want to launch your business. I encourage people all the time, get your own Zoom set up, get your own mixer set up, but work all this through your coach. The person that's helping you do this, they're just going to teach you to do what they've already done. It's very, very simple. One-on-one call with your circle of champion. Really important that you meet your circle of champion. Really important that whether it's through a message, a Zoom, a call, make sure you know who you have access to. And then number 4, take action. Go pro, go MVP, go all-star, and go champion. Champion is a rank 6. It's where you're going to get a car bonus. It's where you're going to really validate yourself as a prover that's starting to champion this conversation and starting to get real serious about what we do here. So hopefully this helps. It's really important that you just plug in. If you get that Pulse app, you're going to see that we do a huddle each and every day that's going to teach and train and expand on a lot of the things we're sharing right now. In less than 35 minutes, we don't have enough time to help you with everything, but we can at least plug you into where those resources are going to be. We can plug you into where that training is going to be. And here's the thing, don't overcomplicate it. Right back here. And the other one was the watch, connect, and enroll. That's all you do. You ask a question, right? You ask a question. That question is followed up with an answer. It's followed up with a campfire video. It's an introduction to someone else, and you're off to the races. So I will tell you that it's a very simple process if you allow it to be simple. But the key is that you just have to take action. You have to start the ketone conversation, and it's all simple from there. So Abigail, anything to add to that?
No, the one thing that I want to really emphasize, and I know Lori's going to talk about this, is guys, don't bring someone into your business and don't not help them get started. sometimes once a week I go through my teams and I will still see promoters with the purple badges who have bought an experience pack and they don't have a link set up. It tells me right away that they haven't had a welcome call and they haven't been walked through any of the business training. Would you ever hire somebody for your business and not teach them how to do the job? That's just, it's a waste. It's silly. So value the people investing in you and on your team. If you don't have time to do a one-on-one call, at least get them a video and follow up later and say, hey, did you see how to get started? If that's the best you got, we'll take it, but do something, honor them, honor that commitment. So yeah.
Awesome. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Hopefully this has helped. If you need any clarification, if you have any questions, get with your coach and we'll help clear those up. Obviously, I'm available as well. Abigail's available. Feel free to send us a message and we are here to help. So with that, everyone have a great rest of your night. This will be recorded, and these both recordings of the Ketones 101 and New Prover 101 will go out in your Prove It Pulse app. So with that, we'll see you on the huddle tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.
Night.
Thanks, Bryon and Abigail.